I'm about to show you 5 haunted places in India that most people have never heard of. Real places. Real witnesses. Let's begin. Begunkodor Railway Station, West Bengal, India. Late 1960s. Railway workers are finishing their shifts at this remote station. Small crew, routine night. Then someone sees her. A woman dressed in white, walking on the tracks. But she's not walking normally. Her feet aren't touching the ground. She's gliding. One guy reports it, then another. Different shifts, all seeing the same thing. Same white dress, same spot on the tracks, same impossible movement. This goes on for days. Then the station master turns up dead. No explanation. Just gone. Here's the crazy part. The workers don't ask for transfers. They don't file complaints. They just leave. All of them. They abandon their jobs and never come back. Think about what it takes to do that. To just walk away from everything. What the hell did they see? The Indian Railways, massive government operation, one of the biggest in the world. They shut it down. Officially closed the station. No public statement, no investigation. Just close it. And it stays closed for 42 years. From 1967 to 2009, trains blow right past this station without stopping. The platform sits empty, buildings falling apart. Nobody goes near it. I found records showing maintenance crews refused to work there alone, only in groups, only during the day, never after dark. When they finally reopened it in 2009, officials had to run special night trains through there over and over just to convince the new staff it was safe. They literally had to prove nothing would happen. But locals, they tell a different story. They say if you're there at the wrong time, you'll still see her. That woman in white, still walking those tracks, still looking for something. Here's my question. What was so terrifying that a government railway system shut down an entire station for 4 decades? They didn't try to explain it. They didn't cover it up. They just closed it. That's not superstition. That's real fear. Kursung, near Darjeeling, northern India. There's a hill station up there called Dow Hill. Colonial-era buildings, pine forests, morning mist that never really goes away, and a road cutting through those woods that everyone calls the Death Road. Victoria Boys High School sits on these grounds. British colonial architecture, been abandoned for years. Empty, no power, doors locked, nobody inside. Except it's not empty. People walking past this school, during winter break when it's completely shut down, they hear footsteps. Clear footsteps echoing from inside the building. Not creaking wood, not animals. Footsteps, like someone's walking those hallways. Security guards won't go near it. Locals hear it all the time. They just accept it. Something's in there, something that walks around when nobody else is. But the school, that's not even the worst part. The forest, that road through the trees. Multiple hikers over the years report the exact same thing. A figure walking through the pines, through the mist. Looks like a young boy at first, school uniform, just walking. Then you realize he doesn't have a head. The Times of India documented this. Multiple witnesses, different years, no connection to each other. They all describe the same thing, a headless figure in those woods. Some see him in the distance and think it's the fog playing tricks. Then he gets closer, and there's no mistaking what's missing. Others have turned around and found him standing right behind them. Then he's gone, like he just vanished into the trees. One hiker said he watched the figure step behind a tree. When he checked behind that tree, nothing, like it dissolved into the bark. Park rangers stationed here report other stuff too. Glowing eyes between the trees. Too high off the ground to be any animal that lives in these forests. Eyes that just watch you, then blink out. Not fade away, just off, like someone hit a switch. Rangers have actually requested transfers. Good jobs, steady pay. They don't care. They don't want to be here. They won't walk these paths after dark. There's a reason locals call it the Death Road. Here's the thing. These aren't old ghost stories passed down through families. These are recent reports from tourists with cameras, from educated people who went for a hike and saw something they can't explain. And multiple witnesses say the same thing. After seeing the headless boy clearly, after really registering what they're looking at, something changes. They feel watched for weeks. Shadows in their peripheral vision, like something followed them home. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows what happened. But he's still there, walking the same path. Day after day, year after year, trapped in those misty woods. And if you see him clearly, you might take a piece of that place home with you. December 22nd, 1964, Tamil Nadu, southern India, a town called Dhanushkodi, fishing village, ferry port connecting India to Sri Lanka, railway station, markets, families, kids playing in the streets, normal town, people living normal lives. The sun sets that evening. Nothing unusual. People eat dinner, kids go to bed, town settles in for the night. Then the wind picks up. A cyclone's coming. But cyclones hit this coast all the time. The buildings are solid. People know how to deal with storms. They've done it before. But this isn't a normal cyclone. What hits Dhanushkodi that night is a supercyclone. A Ramsetu storm. Wind speeds that rip metal off buildings. A storm surge 20 feet high. 20 feet of ocean water slamming into a sleeping town. By morning, Dhanushkodi doesn't exist anymore. Not damaged, not destroyed, erased. Rescue teams show up and find nothing. Railway station, gone. Twisted metal and broken concrete. Ferry terminal, obliterated. Entire neighborhoods, vanished. Like they were never there. Official death toll, over 1,800 people. But lots of people think it's way higher. In a town that remote, on a night that bad, who's left to count? The Indian government makes a call. They declare Dhanushkodi a ghost town. Officially. They remove it from district records. No rebuilding, no recovery, just abandon it. If you go there today, it looks like the apocalypse. Skeleton of a church, walls still standing, no roof, pews buried in sand, cross still visible against the sky, railway platform, train tracks going nowhere, half buried in dunes, rusted metal sticking out of the ground at weird angles, houses reduced to foundations. You can see where rooms used to be, where families lived, all frozen in that moment. But here's what's really messed up about Dhanushkodi. It's not the ruins, it's what people feel when they go there. Total wrongness, like the town stuck in time, like December 22nd, 1964 never actually ended. The ruins just sit there waiting for people who'll never come back. The silence is crazy. You'd expect wind, ocean sounds, birds, but people report complete quiet, oppressive quiet, like the town's holding its breath. Photographers go there to shoot the ruins. Their cameras die. Batteries fully charged 1 minute, dead the next. Equipment just stops working. Like the town doesn't want to be recorded. There's this geological formation off the coast. Rama's Bridge. Adam's Bridge. You can see it on satellite images. Natural limestone shoals connecting India to Sri Lanka. Ancient Hindu texts mention it. Some people say it's the legendary bridge from the Ramayana. Dhanushkodi means end of the bow. In the legend, this is where Lord Rama ended the bridge to Lanka. Some locals say the place was always cursed, that the supercyclone was destiny. But I don't buy curses or legends. What haunts me about Dhanushkodi is simpler. Nature erased an entire town in one night. Hundreds of years of history, thousands of lives, all gone in a few hours. The ruins are a reminder that everything we build can disappear. Not slowly, not with warning, just gone. People walk those empty streets and feel it, not ghosts, not spirits, just the overwhelming weight of what's missing, of lives cut short. of a town that went to sleep and never woke up. The waves still crash. The sun still rises over the ruins. But Dhanushkodi ended 60 years ago. What's there now is just its shadow, high up in the Himalayas. The Kalka-Shimla railway line, historic route, scenic, UNESCO World Heritage Site. Hidden in those mountains is tunnel number 33, the Barog Tunnel, 1898, British Raj. They're building this crazy, ambitious railway through impossible terrain. Mountains, valleys, Victorian-era engineering pushed to the limit. One tunnel's particularly tough. Tunnel 33. Longest on the whole route, over a kilometre straight through Himalayan rock. They put a British engineer in charge, Colonel Barog, experienced guy. Knows his stuff. The plan's smart, dig from both ends at the same time, meet in the middle, standard practice, saves time. But there's a problem. Barog makes a surveying error, small miscalculation, could happen to anyone with 1890s equipment in that terrain. But in tunnel construction, small errors become disasters. The two ends don't meet. When workers get close to breakthrough, they realize the tunnels are off. They'll never connect. Years of work, massive cost, all wasted. The British administration loses it. They fine Barog 1 rupee. Doesn't sound like much, but in colonial India, it's public humiliation, official failure. For an engineer like him, it's unbearable. Colonel Barog takes his gun, walks into his incomplete tunnel, shoots himself. Some accounts say they found him near the misaligned section, standing where his two teams should have met, where his calculations should have been right, where his career ended. The British abandon the tunnel, dig a new one parallel to it. That one works, still in use today. Trains still run through it. But the old tunnel, Barog's tunnel, sits empty, sealed, covered in vines, a monument to one man's fatal mistake. Now here's where this gets weird. Most ghost stories are about angry spirits, vengeful stuff, but not this one. Explorers who go into the abandoned sections say they meet someone. A guy in colonial-era clothes, British, older. He sits down, he talks, normal conversations, about the tunnel, about engineering, about the mistakes he made. He's calm, friendly even. Multiple witnesses describe the exact same thing. They sit with him, they chat. He seems sad, but not scary. Lonely, but not threatening. Then he fades, not dramatically, just gradually becomes less solid, until he's gone. Railway workers on the active tunnel report other stuff. Footsteps echoing in the darkness. Always the same measured pace, like someone walking the length of the tunnel, inspecting, checking. Some hear tapping, like someone testing the walls, checking surveying marks, still trying to find where the calculation went wrong. What gets me about this story is what it says about guilt and failure. Barog's mistake wasn't evil. He didn't sabotage anything. He just miscalculated. Human error happens in any tough project. But the shame of it, the public humiliation, the professional disgrace, it was too much. And now, 125 years later, people say he's still there, still at his failure, still can't leave. You can visit the Kalka-Shimla line today, see the sealed entrance to the old tunnel, covered in plants, warning signs. But locals say if you're quiet enough, if you listen, you can still hear him in there. Still walking, still checking his work, still trying to get it right. Delhi, India's capital, modern city. And hidden in the Merauli forest is a hunting lodge, Malcha Mahal, built in 1325, nearly 700 years old. Over the centuries it fell apart, forgotten, abandoned, just another ruin. But in the 1980s, someone moved in. Her name was Wilayat Mahal, called herself Begum Wilayat. She claimed she was descended from the last Nawab of Awadh, lost royalty, nobility that fell on hard times. She said the Indian government owed her family recognition, compensation. a home. When her claims got rejected, she did something crazy. She moved into this abandoned 14th century palace with her 2 kids. Daughter Sakina, son Ali Raza. No electricity, no running water, no connection to anything. Just them and the crumbling walls of a medieval palace in the middle of Delhi. They lived there for years, completely cut off, wouldn't let anyone in, wouldn't talk to authorities, wouldn't accept help. The palace became their fortress, their prison. Police tried to evict them. They'd show up and Ali Raza would meet them at the gates, armed, threatening, saying his mother was royalty. This was their property. They weren't leaving. Eventually, police gave up. The family was left alone in their decaying palace. Then, in 1993, something happened inside those walls. Begunkodor couldn't handle it anymore. The humiliation, the poverty, the rejection, the loss of everything her family once had. So she crushed diamonds, her only remaining valuables, into a cup of milk. And she drank it. Diamond dust is jagged at microscopic level, shreds internal tissue. Agonizing way to die. She poisoned herself inside Malcha Mahal, in one of those ancient rooms. Her kids found her. But here's the messed up part. They didn't report it, didn't have a funeral, didn't tell anyone. Ali Raza and Sakina stayed in that palace with their mother's remains. For years they lived there, brother and sister, alone, with their mother's body somewhere in that structure. Sakina eventually left, disappeared, nobody knows where. But Ali Raza stayed. He stayed for 24 years. 24 years in an abandoned medieval palace. No power, no phone, no contact with the world, just him, the ruins, and whatever was left of his mother. In 2017, neighbors noticed they hadn't seen Ali Raza in a while. Authorities finally went in. They found him dead, inside the palace. Same room where his mother died 24 years earlier. Now the palace sits empty, surrounded by thick forest. Archaeological Survey of India sealed it off. No entry, no tourists, no guards. But the stories started immediately. Locals see figures in the windows. 2 figures, a woman and a man, just standing there, looking out. Personal stuff scattered around. The whole palace frozen like a time capsule. This isn't ancient history. This isn't colonial era stuff. This isn't natural disaster. This happened in modern Delhi, major city, our lifetime. Begum Wilayat died in 1993. Ali Raza died in 2017, 7 years ago. People alive today remember seeing him, remember his threats to keep everyone out. And now locals say he never left, still guarding that palace, still protecting his mother, still trapped in the delusion that kept them isolated for decades. Hit subscribe if you want more stories like this. I've got a whole list of haunted places across India that nobody talks about. And yeah, I'm planning to visit some of these locations. Bring cameras, document everything, so turn on notifications, because when that happens, you'll want to see it. Or see what finds us.